I clicked the button and nothing happened. Hello, everyone. Oh, I'm just realized. Oh, God.
Take that T-shirt off, Anne. It's not a Monday night T-shirt.
I'm just going to go like introduce what we're doing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Q&A Monday. It is Monday. Yes, it is. You are watching Anne and Renata Frightfully Good. And, of course, already there is chaos because Anne has a T-shirt on that she shouldn't be wearing tonight. It's a Thursday night T-shirt, not a Monday night T-shirt. Now, Q&A Monday was something that we used to do before we started 50,000 other things. And then Q&A Monday kind of went to the side because we were incorporating a whole lot of other things that we were doing. But people have asked for Q&A Monday to be back, or a segment like this where you can actually ask your paranormal questions and have some of those questions answered, or as many interesting things as we can discuss and go through in an open forum like this to be done. And it also is an opportunity for people to get to know us as a team and as people who have been in the paranormal arena for many, many years. Get to know what we know, get to know how passionate we are about things, and get to know us, so that when you are ready to maybe do a workshop, or maybe come on a tour, or maybe visit us, become a member of our family or our community, you already know about us and you know what we're on about. So Anne's back now.
Sorry, I've got a more appropriate T-shirt on. That was our Thursday night shirt that I had on. So I apologise profusely. And for those who did catch a glimpse of what it said, it's in relation to what two trolls said to us. It's not what we think of people. It's what two trolls said. And we've made a T-shirt. So
because that's what we do.
That's what we do. If in doubt, make a T-shirt. All right. So Xena is here to regulate our wit and humour. Hi, Sky. Hi, Mark. Hi, Sergey. Thank you for joining us on Newcastle Live last night. Are you guys participating in this upcoming 3-week intro course? I think he's talking to the people above because Renata's running it. And I'm just scrolling through because they were all chatting before we even got on. Yes, we used to do this ages ago.
I mentioned that.
Oh, hi, Joanne, all the way from the UK. Let us know where you're watching from because we always love that. Thank you so much for the reading. I'm still trying to process it.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bobbitt.
There, Emma, we were late. Thanks for that. Yeah, we forgot about the shirt. Great PA you are. That's now, Emma, who is our PA. She's helping get our asses organised.
So if you want to know more about the shirt, you'll have to come back on Thursday night when we do our free tarot card readings between 8:30 and 9:30, exactly here where you are right now, and you'll find out all about the shirt. You cannot get one.
No,
they're
we are
limited.
Not making them.
No. They are not appropriate for everyone, but God, they're fun.
They certainly are. So, do you have any questions for us in regards to the ooky spooky world of the paranormal?
And also, please, if you are here for the very first time and you are meeting us for the very first time, say that you are, first time watcher. Because we would love to know that, and we would love to know where you are watching from. So we've got someone from Kansas City,
Missouri.
Tracy, how fabulous. Thank you so much for being here.
And Sergey's from Wingham. I actually worked there with an aged care centre. I used to work there and do music humour therapy and a choir with the kids from the local primary school. It was a hoot. They were all so lovely.
And if you could do us a favour and share
they all
this.
want the shirts.
You can't. We'll wait for another troll to give us a great statement.
Because we realise that the way it reads, it makes it sound like we're accusing them of being the agents of the Antichrist, which is not Not
Well, we were
whatsoever.
accused of being agents of the Antichrist.
We were.
We are, but never mind. You know.
What?
Anyway.
Springwood, I love the Blue Mountains. It is gorgeous there.
Oh, South Australia, Rebecca. Awesome. Erin, no, you cannot see the
Thursday night.
shirts.
Thursday night, you can see the shirt.
God, we've just created absolute.
Hey,
absolute
maybe this
havoc.
was really good marketing that we've just discovered. I remember you're in straight after us, I do believe, Ashley, if I remember. Do you like our cards? Have you seen a ghost?
Good question, Judith. And it depends on what you mean by seeing, because are you talking about visually seeing, or seeing an impression, or seeing with your third eye or your mind's eye, or seeing in a dream? I'm getting complicated, aren't I?
Yeah.
But that's as complicated as this whole area is. Seeing a ghost is something that is quite rare. Even though a lot of people will say they have, in actual fact, if you kind of put the amount of people that have seen a ghost in to kind of how many people there are on this earth, it is quite a small number of people who have actually seen them as something that stands outside of themselves. So
I think if more than one person saw it, then it's a physical manifestation. Whereas if you see it on your own and no one's there, it could be a psychic manifestation in your mind, and you're not sure. So, I mean, that could have been what I saw at Maitland Jail when the time that I saw. So I have seen something that I can't explain, and that was at Maitland Jail. And it looked as solid as you and me, to the point that I thought somebody had broken into the jail for the night. So, but was I seeing that physically? Was it actually there? Or was I seeing that in my mind's eye? Was it my psychic ability finally kicking in? And did I see it that way? I've seen shadows. I've seen things move.
Hi, Jose.
Hi, Jose.
What's up? Now, for anyone who hasn't met us before and is meeting us for the very first time, maybe we should do something really nice, like introduce ourselves and talk about what we know or our experience, so that these lovely people can understand why we're talking.
Okay. Off you go.
Oh, okay. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Renata Daniel, and I am the owner of Newcastle Ghost Tours. I have been running this business, which is an award-winning business, for the last 12 years. I think 12 is now the number coming up for November for the anniversary of the business. And it's been a hard slog. We do live in Newcastle, and Newcastle is quite a township here, a city in New South Wales that is quite conventional, to say the least. And it's not one of those places that embraces the paranormal wholeheartedly, but we have found many people in the area who absolutely love the paranormal and ghost hunting, and so we are very lucky to be able to bring people to a lot of sites. My background is a mistress of many things. I have had to do many jobs over the years, but I guess we all have. Everything from scrubbing kitchens to a language interpreter. So there you go. There's a scale, and a photographer, and a whole lot of different a wedding photographer, and a whole lot of different things. But I started to learn tarot and divination skills when I was in my teens. I started to be professional around the late 20s, or my late 20s, not the 1920s. Shut up, don't say a thing. And so I have always had a real passion and an interest in everything that is sort of esoteric, spiritual, spooky. I decided to start ghost tours when I was involved in a partnership with a spiritual business here in Newcastle, and we literally just weren't earning enough money. And so we thought, well, what else can we do? And we decided.
Now we're just, we're making loads.
Oh, yeah. I can't sit down. I've got so much money in my pocket. Never mind. And so it kind of really blossomed from there, but it was always something that was there in the background. My education, I have a diploma in counselling. I have done, what else? I have done like 1,000 different courses. We've done courses with the Center for what is it over in America? Ryan Institute.
Ryan,
Institute.
RHINE.
We've done courses with Lloyd Auerbach. We have traveled overseas and done ghost tours and paranormal investigations. We've actually investigated haunted sites and locations overseas as well.
Some of the big names.
Yeah.
Done? You're talking a lot.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Anne. I am a paranormal investigator. I have been officially investigating for about 11 years, but have been an enthusiast all my life. My area of expertise is paranormal gadgets and also the Victorian style of seance, table tipping, glass dowsing. I collect Ouija boards, and I have studied with the Ryan Institute as well as the University of Edinburgh. I have a Bachelor of Music Education degree through the University of Newcastle, and I was a high school teacher for many years, and now I do this, and I sell paranormal equipment through Ozparatech. Are we doing Spooky Hour on Wednesday night, Renata?
I haven't got that far.
I'm
not
available.
Sure.
I'm available. So
I'm not sure what's happening.
How can people sense paranormal activity around them?
Oh, well, that's a really good question, Emma. Hello, Emma. Nice to see you here. Where are you calling from?
Actually, Emma, we might be able to use your help with promoting the Spooky Hour too for that group. We'll talk to you later about that one.
It is this sense that you are not alone, and often it can be a physical sense in that, the things that they talk about, like, feeling all the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, or you get the goosebumps, or you just get this feeling or sensation that someone or something is going on. You can't quite put your finger on it, literally.
Your finger?
Because it doesn't seem to be there, but there is a knowing. And that is your body actually sensing that something is not right, something that you can't really put a name to is happening. And so your body starts to go into fight or flight. And so you are trying to look around and give your brain enough information to say, it's okay, it's only the cat, or there's a window open here, or there's something going on over there. And if you can't find a cause for this sensation, then the next thing your body will do is go, uh-oh, you better get out of there because it's frightening. You don't know what the experience is.
So what is the definition really of paranormal? It is something that can't be described or explained through the normal scientific means. So it's given its own category of paranormal, and it normally refers to the psi abilities as well. PSI, referring to things where you use the power of your mind to manipulate things in the real world, or to be able to sense or see things through the like telekinesis, moving things with your mind. What's the oh my God, words. Telepathy. Telepathy, being able to read someone's mind, being able to speak mind to mind, all the psi different things that you can do. So it would be having one of those experiences really that you can't explain through science is possibly paranormal. Why some ghosts black and some white? Because we always get the shadow figures.
Because the black ones are demons.
No, they're not. Jeez. All right. So, hi, Seamus. Hi, Patricia. The theory behind it is that those that can show more of themselves have more ability or able to draw power to manifest themselves better. Those that are black shadows haven't got the ability to manifest themselves clearly, so they just come out as a dense shape, or we don't have the mind ability to perceive what they look like. So our mind is picturing them as a black shape or a white shape. You got anything to add to that?
No.
Okay. You disagree?
No, not necessarily. The thing is that these sort of manifestations occur in a whole realm of ways, from mists to actually full-bodied apparitions and everything in between. So color is one of those things that we have placed a interpretation on, in saying that black must be evil when it's not. It is, again, something that is scary to us because our brain is trying to associate it with something that is already in their program to say, well, this looks like this, therefore I'm safe. If the brain can't find anything to associate that shape with, it will go, oh, there's something dangerous here, step away or move away, or please be scared because you might need to run away quickly. So our mind is always trying to save us. Our brain is always trying to save us from a sense of dread or a sense of trauma or physical trauma. So it will take us away whenever it can and whenever it doesn't understand what is in our environment.
And thank you for your question. What's been your favourite investigation so far?
Look, I did like the Pontefract house. Because there was so much drama there.
Once we did the podcast on it, the True Hauntings podcast, and we looked at the story behind the Black Monk of Pontefract, which is supposed to be allegedly a still active poltergeist house, to actually be there was a buzz. To me, it'd be like going to the Amityville house. Even though we know the truth about some of the Amityville, it would still be a buzz to go there. My favourite investigation. Look, I'm actually going to go over to Tombstone, to the Birdcage Theatre. That was a lot of fun. And Renata, which has been the investigation that was ruined for you? That was one of the highlight of the places we were going to.
Chillingham Castle.
Chillingham Castle.
Oh.
Paid $600 to stay there for the night.
What a disaster that was. Please do not pay $600 to stay at Chillingham Castle.
It was beautiful. I think it was worth the $609. It was the other team that caused the issue.
It was. It was lovely to be there. It was lovely to experience it. Mind you, you didn't get any coffee or tea for that.
I know. There wasn't even
there's nothing in the room.
Not even international roast. Not milk, nothing. You got water out the tap.
And but yes, there was another team there that killed the ambience, let's say that. And another thing that I do have to say is that we actually did think, and maybe we didn't ask enough questions, and this is critical. People, if you're going to learn something out of tonight, the thing that you need to learn is ask questions, because we went there thinking that there were going to be areas of the castle open to us in the evening.
We did ask. We asked, would the dungeon still be open? And they said, yes, absolutely.
Well, it wasn't.
But there was two dungeons. There was one that runs the whole length underneath the castle, which is where all the gruesome stuff happened. And then there is a single lone cell that has a hole down into an oubliette where there is bones still down there. And that's the one that was still open. So we made use of it. But it wasn't what we're expecting, but that's okay. Let's crack through some more. Hi, Robert. Emily said, what's your thoughts on spirit guides?
Not much. Next question.
No, spirit guides, some people need to externalize the whole spirit guide thing and think that they've got a grandmother or a grandfather or an auntie or someone that's looking after them, or they've got a master that's looking after them. And that's the way that they allow that information to come through. That's okay. That's what you want to believe. That's what you believe. We can only speak through our own interpretation experience.
It's a cultural thing as well.
Yeah.
In most cultures, if you learn the spiritual roots of that culture, they will talk in some way, shape or form about spirit guides within that culture as leading you through a journey to discover your own spirituality. So it is very much hooked into that ancestral thing. But Yeah, it just depends. It really depends on your belief system and how much you put onto the need to have a spirit guide with you for everything that you do.
I personally believe that we have all the information. It's just when we sit down and we ask for help and we say, can you please come and help me? I need advice on something. And you sit quietly and you wait for an answer. Your own subconscious works it out. Or you'll suddenly have a penny drop moment and go, oh, my spirit guides have informed me. But you just have to be careful. It's not a form of spiritual bypassing when you say, oh, well, I can't do it without the guides telling me, or the spirit guides told me to do that. That wasn't my decision. What about seeing something out of the corner of your eye and then you look, but there is, but you know that someone was there? Many things that can actually cause issues. Firstly, dehydration is a big thing. Big thing. Change in pressure in the room, in the atmosphere. Storms coming can change the shape of your eyeball and cause that sort of sensation. Floaters in your eyes can also cause that sensation. Because we're designed that our field of vision is around that pupil, and as it goes out to the side, it gets a bit blurry. So that I'm just giving you the logical explanations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, we've all had that. I think most everyone that is on this page right now listening to this would say you have had a sensation that there is something that you catch out of the corner of your eye. Again, I go back to this thing of the brain is continually scanning your environment, and you only hold 10% of that information at any given millisecond to make sure that you are okay and that you are not in danger. So sometimes you will catch things out of the corner of your eye, and it won't be there all the time, but there will be sometimes. Doesn't necessarily mean that there is someone there, but sometimes it does. Sometimes your body is saying, just take a quick look to your right or to your left, because there is something there that you need to take note of. And this is where we look at psychic development and just staying true to the sensations that you are receiving and checking those things out. It's really important that you do so, because you learn then at your own pace to trust yourself and to trust your instincts. Now, in saying that, we do have a psychic development class that we are starting next week in the first Monday of August. It's a 3-week class. We are doing some deep diving into psychic development, and it's only $60. It's not that one that you've put up, because that's the early bird.
I had to change it.
Yep, so early bird's gone now. But it is only $60, so literally $20 a class. We do have a Facebook page already running, and we do post things every day on there, get people active on that site and prepare them for their classes. The thing about these classes is very much not going over the same old stuff that you can get by just going through Facebook and through all those sites that teach you the same thing about psychic development. This is more about learning to trust yourself and the skills that are required to do that. And, of course, we will have some experiments and some exercises that we're going to do live.
It's really working the muscle, isn't it?
Yeah, and looking at how you can strengthen those things. But we've got to look at your fears and your biases and all the things that stop you from using the psychic senses that you already have.
Okay, so there's a bit of psychology involved in that as well. Would we do an Australian tour? Hell yeah, we would. It is just a matter of finding locations of where we go. I've just got to turn that down. We are actually working on a new thing that is going to be on at Maitland Jail coming up very soon on the 24th of August. It's midweek from 7 till 9:30-ish. It's a whole brand new concept. Can't tell you much more at the moment. We're in the final stages of approval, but we're hoping to have ticketing up for you next week. But if that goes well, then yes, we can tour with it. And we also have our Naughty and Nice Tarot show that we'd be happy to come up there and do. The problem with us running tours in Brisbane is that there are places there that run tours and it's their business and their income, and we wouldn't want to step on their toes. We'd be happy to come and work side by side with them, but then we have to try and work out how we can cover our costs and make some money to go and do it too. So maybe we could do like a frightfully good haunted holiday weekend there or something, or find a haunted location we could all stay at. If you've got any suggestions, Emily, let us know. And Jennifer says she loves your new hairstyle.
Thank you, Jenny.
What did your husband think of it?
I wasn't too happy about it.
Well, see, he doesn't like change. Doesn't cope well with change. And I reckon you look so much younger with all that hair cut off. Do you have the same spirit guide for life, or do they change? I think as your needs change, so do those who come along and teach you, and that is in real life as well. You find people come into your life to teach you at the moment you need them, and it's whether you accept that help or not. So at the moment, we've had Emmy come into our life at exactly the moment we were despairing, not knowing how we can, because we're growing and we didn't know how to cope with our growth and still keep producing the content we were producing. Then Emmy's come along and said, I can help you. Let me help. So she's come on board as our PA and is wrangling us, bless you. So not only spirits, but in real life, look out for those people. Can spirits hurt you?
No, most of the time you hurt yourself running away, or being traumatized, or feeling that there is no way of help in a situation that feels dire to you. And that's why I go back to asking questions and seeking assistance and seeking help, and being sure that whoever is speaking to you about help has a grounding in help. So you need to look at the spiritual side, but also the emotional side and the physical side of what is going on. It's no good if someone is just helping you on the spiritual side and saying to you, go and light a sage stick and sit in a corner and sing Kumbaya and everything will be fine.
To your neighbor.
If there is something else going on that you are feeling is hurting you on a mental perspective or a physical perspective. So you really need people who can help and assist. And the first thing is, first of all, go and see a medical practitioner. So make sure everything is fine, 100% rigidage, then go and seek other help. Yeah.
You'll be very pleased to know that Danielle said there, I agree, and Renata looks so much younger, at least an 1890s baby now. And Paula is booked on the Gloucester Mine tour.
Yay!
Yay! Hi, Jammarie. How are you? And thank you so much, Kira. Sorry, I'm not keeping an eye on the stars at the moment. We're just trying to crack through that, but all those stars are very much appreciated. Thank you. And there's Donna. Why do people do discoveries on paranormal activity for a living? Why do people do discoveries on paranormal?
Not sure what
I'm not sure what you mean by
Emma.
that. Do you mean those TV shows where they're running around going, oh, I've seen a ghost?
Because it makes money.
The ones
why.
that will claim that there's demons and things everywhere are the shows that are going to make money, because that's what people want to watch. That's what you, the audience, are switching onto and watching, and therefore that's where they can sell advertising time. Like, we are doing a great Spooky Sundays radio show at the moment, and we are looking for advertisers and sponsors to come on and advertise during our show. Now, we are the highest rating show on the station, but because we're so niche, it's hard to find sponsors. So if you know anyone, I reckon like a funeral company or life insurance.
T-shirt maker?
T-shirt maker. Yeah.
Nicola's got a good question.
Right,
there.
sorry, ladies. Another question. What is the best way to protect yourself before going on a ghost hunt, please? Say the rosary 5 times? No.
Now, maybe you should sort of talk about how you used to go
Sure.
to ghost hunts.
When I first used to go ghost hunting, when I was a guest on tours, I would have some rosary beads. I had a lanyard that my car keys were on, and I went down to the local church and I soaked it in holy water, and I wore that around my neck for protection. I had some black tourmaline crystal because somebody said that's a really good one for repelling negative energies. And I sort of realised, and I had spray. I've still got some up there somewhere. This one. The was it black tourmaline, red jasper, and selenite safe space spray. I used to drench myself inside the car before I came home to make sure I didn't take any boogers home with me. And that was because I had all this level of fear. Once I got knowledge and I was educated on what was going on, I lost a lot of that fear and I realized I really didn't need all that protection. And it was actually putting up a huge block for me having any sort of paranormal activity around me because I was just like, no, I don't want anything near me, but I'm going, I want something to happen, but don't come near me. So I started just trusting that if I have a spirit team that's looking after me, or guides or instructors or whatever it is, that they would give me the experience that I needed to have to grow. So once I started doing that, I didn't need all those things anymore. And really, I go into locations now and I say, I'm here to have an experience. You don't have permission to hurt me, but I would like to have an experience of some form or other. At the end of the night, I'll say, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you've done tonight or what you've attempted to do. But I now remove all those permissions I have given you to interact with me this evening. And you must stay here. You do not have permission to follow me home. So that's how I do it now. What about you?
And I think, Nicola, it is important that people who are starting off feel that they do have something for protection. Amulets and talismans and things that you feel are embedded with a protective essence are important if you feel that you require that. As you get more experience, it's like anything else. As you get more experienced, the need for all of those things sort of dies down a little bit. It doesn't mean that you stop completely. Sometimes you do stop completely. And sometimes if you have episodes where just when you thought that nothing was going to happen, something happens. And then you go back and you go, I need to make sure that I am aware of any changes that are occurring so that I can get onto it really quickly rather than waiting days or a week. And everyone's kind of saying, well, what's wrong with you? How come you're
that
different?
happened to me this weekend.
What's changed? And then you kind of go, oh, well, I better do something about it.
So I went into the jail on Friday night and I was pretty tired. Renata had been off sick for a while, so I stepped up to take over and run it for her that night with the gorgeous team that we have. And I could barely put two words together. And then by the time I got to Sunday, I was a mess. I was emotional and I'm crying and carrying on. We got into the studio on Sunday night to do Spooky Sundays, and Christy's gone, oh, what the hell have you got hanging off you? And like in my head, I knew that my thoughts I was having was not my normal thoughts. I don't normally think like that because I'm normally a very chipper, bright, happy person, but I was just having all these miserable thoughts. But it also was because I had a friend die during the week and she was a similar age to Renata. And I think that triggered me and then made me vulnerable and I didn't even realize it.
Mm.
So,
yeah. And that's a good point because as Jose says, don't do it if you're scared. I think a level of awareness is really good. But if you're terrified, I mean, no one's going to make me go bungee jumping because I'm absolutely terrified of it. I'm not going to do it. There is absolutely no thrill for me to do something that I'm absolutely terrified of. Go and pay $15 and go and watch a movie in the theatre. You'll get scared. Don't push yourself into a position where you are completely and totally vulnerable or feel vulnerable, because it's just not worth it. It does open you up psychically, and it's not a good place to be. But also have people with you, have someone with you, a buddy that you can go and cling on to or whatever, and make sure that whoever you're going with kind of knows what they're doing. You don't want to be with someone who is just as scared as you are. You're both likely to run at the same time and bump into each other and fall over and hurt yourselves.
Don't forget also, we've got a special offer for our listeners, or our watchers. The Killer Coffee Company is offering 20% off with the code GHOSTHUNTERS20. So if you head over to them, they have, I've been buying their coffee for years. I absolutely love it. If you like a really bold, strong coffee that is not bitter, it's just really, when you have that sip and you go, oh, that is the coffee. And all our listeners that have ordered the coffee have got it really quickly. It's free postage as well. And they've said how much they love it. We only recommend what we love. There's no kickbacks for us, but it's a little something that we can give back to you guys, which is awesome. Australian-made coffee beans as well. Any new ghost hunting gadgets coming out? Yes, the Envoy is, I've just managed to get an order in of some of those. It's a really interesting device. I will know more about it when I get my hands on one and I play with it, but it seems that the spirits can pick letters and symbols and things from a screen, and it's been developed by Ghost Stop by Sean Porter and the crew there. And also Bill Chappell has come out with a new series of collectibles. It's his special thing, and this is a mind meld something called rather. And he sent me a message a few weeks back saying, because Bill's a friend, and he said, oh, Anne, I'm going to send you a little present in the mail. And he showed me this picture of something. I've gone, what is that? I'd love it. Thanks, Bill. So I haven't got it yet, but it seems to be some sort of like the Gansfeld, but without the ping pong balls in the eyes and everything.
Should be fabulous.
I can't wait. Bill's a genius.
Oh, we're trying that out at Maitland Jail. Can we just go back to Danielle? No. Yep. Nicola. Nicola says, not scared, just don't want to take them home with me. Okay. Now, let me just say one thing. And I always say this to people who say, I'm going to take something home with me. And I always say, are you that exciting? Do you lead that exciting a life that a ghost is going to come home with you and spend time at your place to check out what you do? Maybe you sit at home and watch TV all the time and pick toe jam out between.
Oh! Lovely.
I don't know. Like if someone was going to follow you home from the club, or a party or something.
I have to put this comment up.
You'd want to be entertaining enough for them to come home, and so it's like, I think this is also a fear, and I'm being sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic. I think this is a fear that has been laid on
belly button fluff.
That's been laid on, I think, from people who want you to be scared, who want you to be vulnerable. And what you're talking about is vulnerability. And this is one of the things that education combats, is vulnerability when it comes to the paranormal world and to psychic development. The more you learn, the more you are empowered to go and really have an experience rather than be terrified, scared, and have a traumatic time.
Mr. Bobbitt said, are there other haunted sites around Maitland other than the jail? Yes. There is the Oakhampton Cemetery, which is really quite spooky. It can be quite overgrown in there sometimes. There is the
Grosman House.
Grosman
House and Bruff House, which are heritage buildings on Church Street. We actually do a tour there. I was born in Maitland, and I tell you what, there's some scary places.
Oh, Monty Pio,
yep, very scary.
Venue there.
It's brought up with the nuns.
Video online, I think, of us doing a live from there.
Mm-hmm. So there are a few haunted places, or allegedly haunted places. I'd love to get into some of the old pubs.
I think it's about time we
Maitland.
did a haunted location again, an overnighter. What do you reckon, guys? Shall we go do that? I've been trying to get her to find a night we can go and stay somewhere haunted. We'll try to do that in the next couple of weeks. It's just a matter of finding a night where we can both get away. Now, Kel said, I've been watching every episode of every paranormal show I can get my hands on for about 10 years to educate myself as much as possible. I think I'm ready to start investigating.
Hold on. Just hold on.
We
Hold
love
on.
you, Kel. This is fabulous. I'm so glad you have brought this up. We just need to strap ourselves in here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We, as many of you know, we are the Ghost Grannies on Isaac Butterfield's Devil's Advocate series on YouTube. And he's produced some very professional TV-worthy shows. And we were doing our investigation and somebody said, you need to watch Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters so you can learn how to do this properly.
Because you can never find a ghost. Yeah, you need to watch one of those shows to get the real education. Oh, Kel. Kel. That shit's entertainment, Kel.
Don't crush
it's
them.
Entertainment.
We all started there.
We
all started there.
We do.
But
where are you, Kel?
Start there.
Where do you live?
Start there and then go and get a book by Lloyd Auerbach called Ghost Hunting and read that, because that is what it's about, not what's on the ghost hunting too. I'll go find one. Yeah. Jose said, if the spirit or whatever is there is not going to leave, just remember it'll only want to play with your mind, and that's what you take with you. Oh, I like that. Yeah, because they're just trying to get a reaction out of you. There you are. You answered that while I find the book.
What do you think is the best thing to do if you see a ghost? Say hello.
Say hello.
Stasha, say hello and go, hi. God, it's amazing that you're actually showing yourself to me. I feel so blessed that you have enough energy to be able to do that for me.
And
so say hello.
Yeah. Because if they're making themselves known to you, there must be a reason why. So this is one of his books. It's not the book, but Hauntings and Poltergeists by Lloyd Auerbach. And that's the name down the bottom, Loyd. There's not a double L, Auerbach. And I bought that on Thrift Books, THRIFT. You can get secondhand books on there as cheap as chips. And this is a big tome of one, ESP Hauntings and Poltergeists by Lloyd.
Yeah, with the smallest writing I've ever seen in my whole life.
Look at the writing on it.
You can't even see.
It's tiny.
But that's really good, solid information. Really, really good. And if you are in Australia, then I thoroughly recommend everything that a lovely lady called Sarah Chimachero writes. She is from a website and a Facebook page called Living Life in Full Spectrum, and she's got about 4 books out. One of them is called Everything a Paranormal Investigator Should Know.
Part 1 and 2 now.
And they are freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Really well written, really easy to understand. And if we do this segment often, I might even give away a copy to someone who's watching.
Greta said, I would love to know your view of demons, please. Did I hear you say once you don't believe them? Just curious. I don't believe in the television version of demons. I think everyone has their own terminology for what they call it. I would call it a negative energy, an angry energy. I think if it was truly demonic, for me, that is something that was never alive on this earth and is probably more towards the elemental category than it is. If you think of angels and demons, that's religious, that's biblical, that's Christianity. That's not really anything to do with ghost hunting. And I know that's a big statement to say, but it's one person's personal beliefs.
And you've got to look,
I'll sort of
Greta,
place
at, again, your beliefs and biases when it comes to what you know about demons and where you have learned that information from, and whether you yourself have had any experiences and in what context that experience is. Because if that context and experience is associated with trauma, it will be demonic for you, absolutely. And it will have an appearance that is scary and terrifying. And you may not be able to work through that. You won't be able to work through it on your own. You will need to have help and assistance, and help and assistance from someone who knows what they're doing. Again,
not ghost hunters.
Not ghost hunters. Not ghost hunters. But, 99.9% of the demonic stuff that you see on these shows is created to scare us so that we feel something, so that we have an emotional or a traumatic response to what we're seeing on the screen. And the fact that we are detached from the screen allows us to then go, oh, but it's not happening to me. It's not happening to me. And we've looked personally at a whole stack of poltergeist cases over the last year specifically, and it's quite interesting, the information that we find out, and we won't go into that here because it's not there's not enough information, not enough time to go through that, but it's really, really interesting on a psychological level how all of that operates and works, and it's a topic on its own that takes time to talk about.
And this is the book that we were talking about, Stuff Paranormal Investigators Need to Know. This is book 2, volume 2 by Sarah. Thoroughly recommend it. And there's the original Lloyd Auerbach I was suggesting that you get. I'm just trying to get that out of the light. So Ghost Hunting, How to Investigate the Paranormal by Lloyd Auerbach. Love Lloyd's work. He does a free show, I think, every couple of weeks called Professor Paranormal on Facebook. So look him up. Do you believe that loved ones send signs sometimes?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Love your hair, ladies. Thank you, Maxine. We did that one. I think you sort of answered that, didn't you, about the sage actually works to cleanse their environment. So sage is supposed to remove negative energies, right? Not ghosts. It's meant to be a cleanse of your environment. So if you've had a fight or something in there, then that's what that is supposed to clear out. Or if you think that there's been some negative juju left behind, you're supposed to use sage. But it's actually belonging to a different culture. And this is where you go on with your cultural appropriation.
Absolutely.
But I just think we're learning skills from other people.
We are learning skills from other people, but that doesn't mean that we will have the same associations on a emotional or psychological level as the Native American Indians who grew up using sage. So we live in Australia. We can use something that is Australian to do exactly the same thing. And the Europeans would use something completely different. And the South Americans would use Palo Santo, which is what they call holy wood, which is exactly the same as sage. It's a different thing.
It smells
It's
worse.
associated. Oh, I like it, actually.
Do you? Roman thinks it smells like crushed ants.
It's associated with their culture. And so you've got to also understand culturally that your beliefs have a great impact on how you see the world.
Now there was you'll be pleased to know that Kel said Ghost Adventures are the biggest fakers around. I'm only at Thornton, New South Wales, so thanks so much for the book recommendations. I'm going to try and find it tonight. I really recommend Thrift.
And Kel, come on a tour.
Yeah.
Come on a tour, and we will show you as best as we can what it is like to actually be part of a paranormal investigation kind of in the real world.
Can dreams be connected to our past lives?
That depends on whether on your beliefs. And this is the whole thing. We can't make sweeping statements that kind of say this is how it is, because we can't. It's so complex. And Rebecca, this is all about your belief systems. And number one, you have to believe in past lives, and not everyone does. Number two, you have to look at what your cultural beliefs are, whatever associations your own culture has with the beliefs in past lives, because that will affect the way you see it, even if you are learning something different, because it is in your DNA. It has been passed down to you in your makeup. So there will be a part of that sits in you and will respond to whatever it is that you are learning or not learning. It can be an awakening, and it can be something that you learn. It can be something that you kind of think about, or it can be something that you reject. There are so many different ways of looking at this. From my point of view, yes, absolutely. You can have dreams that are associated with past lives, but are they your past lives, or are they the past lives of ancestors that are now still in your DNA makeup? They're big questions.
So it's
tonight.
a genetic memory.
Genetic memory, yes.
Do you know what Australians use as an equivalent to sage?
Eucalyptus. Arsenic.
And Daniela is one who knows about this.
Yeah.
And she said eucalyptus is great.
Absolutely.
Just be careful because it is flammable. So you've got to make sure you've got something with you that you can drop it into if it gets too flamey.
Yeah, and it smells like a barbecue. So.
Can people pay off their tours if they can't pay it all at once? Unfortunately, we don't offer afterpay or anything like that. But if you start putting a little bit of money aside each week now, then you'll have that to be able to do a tour down the track, because we are always doing tours. You'll be able to get to one eventually. Did you have a download, Renata?
Don't say that word. People, I love this because it gives people an opportunity to pick our brain and to understand what we know and what our experiences are. And that's really good, because if you're going to come on a tour or an event, learn about the people you're going with, because then you can kind of gauge whether you're going to feel comfortable or not. Hello, Chad. G'day.
Thank you, Casey. We look forward to that. What do you do to protect yourself before and after investigation? I think we've covered that earlier on. Afterwards, if I'm really worried about it, or I know Renata goes and has a shower. She tells people to go and eat McDonald's, because you can have some salty chips, which ground you back into the real world.
Yep.
Because salt in the old days was used as a anti... when things rot, and so they coat meat in it to stop it from decay. They'd stop it so it would stop the putrefaction or the decay. So salt became a thing that protects from decay, and that's why they talk about having salt to ground you, bring you back to take you away from the negative stuff or that. But anyway, that's that. I don't really do much. I do use some of Daniela's after investigation salt scrub. The next day, I put some of that in my hand, because I have a shower, so I can't put it in the bath. And I get into the shower and I'll scrub it. And as I'm scrubbing over myself, I'm saying I'm removing all the negative energy. I want all of that to go off my body and down through the drain. And not just from the ghost hunting, but also just negativity in life that is around us all the time. And it's a conscious thing that I do to help me be in a better mindset for that day. Obviously, I didn't do it on Sunday. Don't slouch. I'm finally watching you. Ooh, Bertie's watching us. Hello, Bertie. How you doing? I've got my socks on too. I was told that if you want to cross over spirit, you need to have clean energy. So it's best you never, ever do ghost tours. Oh, dear. Not sure I can give up my ghost tours. No, do you know what I say to those people, Melissa? I'll just adjust my glasses, because they've got a stick up their ass. They think that they're so spiritual and special that they don't want to hang around those lower negative energies.
Yes, because we deal with lower negative energies.
They don't want to be tainted with that stuff, negative energies, which means they don't have the ability to deal with it.
I have been told one time that I was
Thank
asked...
you, Melissa. That's great. You've given us joy.
Yes, I was asked what I do, and I said I do ghost tours and whatever. And the conversation kind of skewed to the dark side.
Ooh,
and and the person said, "Oh, you deal with the lower, darker energies." And to that I answered, and I said, "Yeah, someone's got to look after them, and I'm glad it's me." So F you, whatever you think about that.
But they're the ones who are in need of help, and they're the ones that are crying out, help, help, maybe stuck, maybe lost. And
not everyone develops angel wings and goes up to God.
No, our halos are down around our ankles for sure. I'm quite happy with them being there.
So thank you, Melissa. That was an awesome question. And yeah, don't worry about it.
Yes, no. And Rainbow is saying that they're happy you are feeling better.
Oh, thank you.
Her eyes were apparently going whiz back and forth.
Yeah.
Your hair looks fabulous. Still no grazies.
Thanks, Nick.
All right. Oh, yes, a haunted wine tour of the Haunted Valley. Oh, I like it. Geez, we're only back at the sponsors. I might have to scroll down and we'll get down to the bottom because I've got really behind. Sorry.
There was a big one there.
You want me to go find you a big one? Hang on, let me see if I can find the big one for you. Was that it?
I have a beautiful 16th century illuminated vellum, originally would have been housed in a French monastery. The one time I put it up on my wall, I had horrible nightmares. Could it be residual energy from the French wars of religion or just my imagination? Maybe, possibly.
Maybe they didn't like where you put it, or maybe they were worried it was going to disintegrate where you put it.
And it depends on what the vellum came from.
Oh.
Because vellum is skin. So, yeah, I'd be kind of careful with that. Yeah. It's one of those things that you kind of tiptoe into it. Yeah. No, I don't know.
I'm happy in our zone of genius. Thank you.
I don't want no. And look, that would require us going out into the bush. No, it's not going to happen.
Hashtag sacred bush.
No bushes.
I seem to be getting repeat comments coming through. Do you want me to put that one up?
No.
Okay, we'll leave that one there.
Yes, Sergey. Yes, Yakshamash. Absolutely, very much so. Who thunk that we believed in vampires? There you go.
Oh, have you listened to this week's True Hauntings?
Oh my God, it's a good one.
They're all good.
Oh yeah, this is a really good one. They're all good. But
it's the Vampire of Highgate, England. A vampire in a cemetery, and we've been to that cemetery. We didn't get to that side where all the crazy things happen, but yes, okay. Where are we up to?
Now, if you want to find the True Hauntings podcast, it comes out every Friday in the morning. We do have a True Hauntings podcast fans page on Facebook, but you'll find it on Spotify and iTunes. And all you have to look for is True Hauntings podcast with Anne and Renata.
So Sergey wants to get some help on Slavic culture and roots. Can you recommend him anything?
There is a great site. There is a great site. Try not to look for books because they're very, very expensive.
But I bought you one.
But you did. She bought me one. They are very, very expensive, hard to get. You can find some information through papers that are done by people doing university degrees. I know. I've looked for them, and there are some around, and they're really good. They do go into cultural roots. But let me see while Anne has a look if I can find a Facebook page that is really, really good.
Yes, Christy from Spells and Spirits does a really good, I'll say it, please don't be offended, fuck off spray and calm the fuck down spray. And she also has a one which is go the fuck to sleep spray. And it is some, what do you call them? It's in, I've got some here.
And look, Sergey, look for Slavic paganism and Slavic culture. And again, depending on what country you are based from, or your ancestors come from, there will be some differentiation in sort of the historical roots. So the kind of the Slavic countries, there's quite a few of them, but depending on where you or your ancestors are based from, there will be a slight difference. But there's a pretty big array of Slavic paganism sites online, and some of them have really, really great information.
Yes, you do. Want to bring a carer with me to Maitland Jail tour? Do you have companion card? Maitland Jail can organise that for you. All those tours are booked through Maitland Jail itself, so they can tell you all the rules and regulations. But I'm pretty sure that they do have a companion thing set up as well. So just contact them, and they will let you know for sure. Oh, thank you, Jose.
We've got a few minutes left.
Oh, really?
A minute or two. Yeah, we're already been on for an hour.
All right, I'm just going to try to get down to the newest ones just so I can see where we're up to. Looking at different links to books and mentioned tonight. We'll post it. Oh, good stuff. Thank you, Emmy. Oh, my God, she's good. Right, Celtic ancestry. We've got any other questions there? Scrolling. God, you guys are funny. I'm just seeing some of your comments.
Guys, did you like tonight? Did you like the Q&A? Are you enjoying this? Let us know. Just send us a message and go yes, or no, it's a crock of shit. Whatever.
Claire Marie said, will there be a second podcast episode on the dark history of the Vatican? Just
oh, wasn't that good?
I don't know if I could get through another episode after that one. The way they're tested to find out whether the Pope was the right sort of person or not. I don't think I could read out anything like that again.
Oh, you have. You have.
All right. I'm just going to go down and see if there's anything more in there, because we've actually already gone over the hour. So what we're trying to do is we'll do this on the last Monday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how we go. If there's more of a demand for it, we might do it twice a month. But we are hoping to be on Wednesday with what's wrong?
I'm just looking at Barb's.
The answers to the cemetery video from your Holy Holes travels.
That's the one where we had the spirit turn up in while we were doing a live. That's real. We can't work out what happened there. We didn't even know.
That
happened.
We've got no idea. That is legit phenomena that's turned up in a live video.
Yeah.
We still have to send that to Sheffield, to the BBC, and show it to them, because they had us in, and they were the ones that asked us to go into cemetery and do a live from the cemetery. And I think it actually happened while we were doing the walkthrough for them. So we will have to send that off. Yes, we are coming to Gloucester Bowling Club on the 3rd of August, and we are doing our Naughty and Nice Tarot show there. It's, I think, 7 till 9, that's on. And we are back at the Wyong Milk Factory as well the week after. Don't forget, in the Newcastle area, keep the 24th of August free, because we have got a brand new immersive experience coming up at the jail, and it will be a hoot, I'm sure.
And don't forget, if you want to take part in this psychic development class, you are very welcome to. It will be running over 3 weeks, so it's 3 Mondays in a row. And it's an hour class. If you can't be there for the class, you can always watch it afterwards. It will be available on a private page for anyone that joins up. It's $60, and there will be lots of opportunity to chat and ask questions in between each class as well. So there will be a link that is up, and you can ask to be part of that. Absolutely.
I hope you've all enjoyed tonight's Q&A Monday. We tried to be a little bit more sensible, apart from when I wear the wrong T-shirt. We will be back on Thursday night, possibly Wednesday night. We're going to talk to Erin and see what's happening with that. And then we will be on Thursday night for the Tarot Show. Then Friday morning for the Spirit Realm Network with Supernatural Stories. And then we are back working at Stroud. I think we've got a Maitland Jail on Friday night and a Stroud Ghost Tour on Saturday night.
Absolutely.
And then back on Spooky Sundays on Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's all happening. And happy birthday to us for our first anniversary of the Spooky Sundays radio show. Catch up on that on the podcast, Spooky Sundays. And don't forget our True Hauntings podcast as well. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give it a thumbs up. And if you've watched on Facebook, send some hearts. Thank you for those people who have sent super stickers and have also sent us some stars. I'm sorry we didn't get to give you the nod because we're too busy answering the questions, but you truly are appreciated.
And to our team of beautiful people that are on every single time.
All those
we love
gorgeous
you.
people that are our
Absolutely
regulars. You
love
guys
you.
are the best. Thank you so much for being there for every show we do. Mwah.
Bye.
See you on the dark side. Bye.